Okay, we are going to learn SwiftData from scratch. This will be the last SwiftData tutorial you will ever need. We are going to define the data model in SwiftData, learn about querying SwiftData objects, about the model context in SwiftData. Also, we are going to create a model object in SwiftData, learn about the bindable. Also, after that, we are going to edit, delete the model. Also, sorting and filtering is a must in SwiftData, so you are going to learn also that. And relationships, yes, we are going to do also relationships between these model objects. And finally, we are going to set up migration in SwiftData. So this will be an all-encompassing tutorial about SwiftData. Make sure that you watch it till the end. It's going to build up on itself, so please do not skip any of these steps. And if you do like this tutorial, make sure to also check out rebeloper.com/SwiftUI-camp, where you can learn SwiftUI in 4 weeks exactly in the same style that you are going to see this video in. We are going to have data handling, navigation, basic views, and advanced views. Now, we have a waiting list, and you have to apply to be accepted. One way of doing this is to just take the SwiftUI mastery test, so I know a little bit more about you beforehand, or you can just book a consultation right over here so we can talk and see if you are a good fit for SwiftUI Camp. Now, let's come back to our tutorial. We are going to start with a brand new Xcode project, and let's select app right over here. Next, let's name this SwiftData Learning. Okay, so SwiftData Learning. We are going to learn everything you need to know about SwiftData. Now, we are not going to select SwiftData for the storage part right over here. Let's select none, because we are going to set this up manually. Even if you have started implementing SwiftData into your existing project, you can do so. So yeah, I want to show that to you, not with the template Xcode project. So let's click on next right over here. Let's just create that. And yeah. Let's maximize this and remove the canvas. And here we are. We are going to start off with this vanilla project. First thing we need to do is just create some models. So some model objects. Let me just go to our key points that we are going to talk about today. Defining data models in SwiftData. That's the first thing. Now, there are multiple ways of doing this, and I'm going to go through many iterations through this code. So again, make sure that you watch it from the beginning till the end. Okay, so first thing first, we are going to need an idea for our project. Well, the idea is that we are going to have some videos, and those videos will have some keywords. What gives? We are on YouTube. We are going to create that kind of data models for our application. So we could just start off like creating a new file, Swift file, next, and video. And let's just import SwiftUI over here and also SwiftData. Okay, so we imported both of them. Now we want to create a model object. And yeah, as you can see, I just started typing out struct because that's what we usually do in SwiftUI. With SwiftData, you want to have classes. So class, a video, and we are actually going to have that class as an model. So that's the new thing with SwiftData. You can have this model. Of course, it needs an initializer and all of that stuff. So what do we need on this video? Well, we need a title of type string, and we also need some date when it has been created. Okay, so now that we have those properties, we can create our initializer. So just type out I or init, and it will just automatically add that for you. Now, I usually like to edit these. So for example, remove the date and give it a default value over there. or you can also have the default value set right over here. So title equals an empty string. Now the date, oh, this has to be a date, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, it depends on how you prefer to create those initializers, but feel free to use whatever default values you'd like when you are creating your models inside the code. You know your models best. Okay, so that's our model. So next up, we have to go to our app file, import SwiftData right over here. And all you have to do is just have the model context and just add in here, sorry, the one with the for model container, sorry, model container for, and then just go video.self. And believe it or not, that's all you have to do to just set up a model object with SwiftData enabled. Now you can just maybe query it. You can add elements to it. It's as simple as that. But be it that simple, it does not have a migration in mind. Therefore, we are going to add a little bit of extra flair right over here. We are going to make sure that this data model, these data models, SwiftData models, are going to be versionable. We are going to make some schemas. So yeah, this is where your traditional SwiftUI data tutorial will not cover it, but I think it's really, really useful to set up your migration plan because, yeah, your models will change over time. So you have to prepare for that. So we have this video over here. That's fine. We are going to use it. And also we have our model container. Okay, so what do we actually need? Well, we have certain versions of our schema. So we want to set up different versions for that. So for our different schemas. So let's create a new group and let's name this Swift Data. And right over here, we are going to create another group and schemas. So maybe model schemas. So model schemas. Okay, so first we are going to create our model schema version 1. Let's create a Swift file next. Models schema, because there will be multiple models, not just one. Models, if I could just type that out correctly. So model schema version 1, V1. That's my name of my file. Okay, what I want to do is again SwiftUI imported, and I want to have also SwiftData imported. Okay, so this will be an enum, and it will be named models schema V1, and this is a version schema. Now, this will require some stuff. So let's just give it to it. First of all, we need a version identifier. That will be a static. Let's have this on a new line. Static var version identifier. Okay, let's just have it as, well, actually, I'm going to give it equal signs and just have one major, minor. There we go. I'm going to get 1, 0, 0, and 0. Most probably you already know what major minor patch is, so yeah, I'm just asking in the comments if you don't know, and I will just say to you. Okay, next up, we want to set up our models. So static var models, there we go. It's an array of persistent models, and let's just have that as a computed property. And currently we are just going to have a video.self. As you can see, this is an array you may have, and we are going to have multiple ones. Yeah, we need to set this as any persistent model. So currently we just had the video. We are going to add in the keywords to later on. Okay, so now what we want to do is set up our actual models. We have the version identifier, we have our models. Now it's time to just go ahead and grab this part. Right over here, let's copy that out and put it right over here. So now we have that in there. Also, why not add keywords right now? So I'm just pasting it again, and let's have keywords keyword. So we are going to have multiple keywords, but we are going to have the title over there, and yeah, just removing the unnecessary stuff right over here. And I'm also going to add in here an attribute. So add come on, attribute, there we go, with an option of .unique. I want the keyword to be unique. Now, I might do this for the title of the video also to be unique, but that will be on version 2. And yeah, I'm just going to omit that for now so you can see how we can manage version control with SwiftData. Okay, so we have also our keywords right over here. We can just delete this file, or basically we should delete this file, move to trash. And now we can just add also the keywords right over here. So keyword.self. And yeah, basically that's our model schema version 1. Now, what we want to do, we want to access the video and keyword, and we would need to have, we can access it through the model schema version 1. So let's have some type aliases. And let's create a new file in the SwiftData, Swift file, SwiftData plus, and let's see if I can just type this out correctly. Type aliases. Type aliases. Hey. Okay, when I'm in a hurry, it's really hard to just type out correctly that word. So let's import SwiftUI and SwiftData, and now we can have those two type aliases for those two models that we have. So type alias video equals models schema version 1 dot video. Let's duplicate this line, and instead of video, let's have keyword, and right over here a keyword. If you are asking, oh, how did I duplicate that line when I was on the line? Hit Command D, it just duplicated it. Really, really nice. Okay, so next up, we want to set up our our versioning control so we can use it later on. And it's not like with the model container. So we want to create a container with the migration plan when it will be available. Currently, it's not. We don't have a migration plan just yet, but we are going to have. It's going to be at the end of this video. But for now, let's just set it up and just use the one with the first version. So we're going to have a container, and that will be a model container. Make sure that you have imported SwiftUI for this to be available. Okay, and finally, because it needs to be initialized, we are going to create an init right over here. We're not going to have the initializer handle that container. We are going to create it ourselves. And that could throw, so we are going to have a do catch statement right over here. On the catch, let's just print out like failed to initialize model container. Okay, we are going to say container equals, and here is our try model container, and we are going to use either one with the migration plan and configurations, or just the one with our let's see, with the configurations and migration plan. You will see, yes, let's see, container model container for our video, so video.self, and add a comma, and then have also the keyword dot self. So we are adding those two. Migration plan currently is nil, and for the configuration, I believe we can remove this. I'm really baffled that we have that too. Yes. So okay. So actually, let's just have a fatal error right over here. Fatal error. So yeah, it's just going to crash the app, and yeah, that's why we needed that return. It's just going to have a fatal error. It's much better. Great. Now we have this migration plan set to nil because we are going to create that migration mill as I planned, as I told you. Now we have set up our schemas right over here. Well, for that, we are going to have a model container with that container. So not for our models, we are going to have that container injected to our model container. Okay, so that's kind of the setup for our container. Next up, we actually want to talk about how this will look like. We are going to have a list of videos, and inside those cells on the list, we are going to have also the keywords like the title, date, and the array of keywords inside the scroll view. Basically, that's it. And of course, we are going to have some other toolbar item buttons like the plus button, the sorting button, and all of that stuff. But yeah, what we are going to do is have a universal edit and create / add video screen. So whenever we are going to present that, and we are going to do that as a sheet, it's going to create or edit video. So let's do that. Let's try to create that videos, and I do have my notes right over here. Let me just scroll over there. Let's see. Did I include that into my notes? I think I did not. So I'm going to just make sure that, let's edit item. Yeah, it's well, is it this videos list view? Just a second here, guys. Videos view. Yes, we don't have the edit item on my list, but I'm going to just talk about create it from memory. Hopefully I will do a good thing. So let's create a new file, and that would be a SwiftUI view, and it should be named edit item view. So edit item, or let's just go with video, edit video view. Yes, and that video view will have, of course, a video, and we are going to actually bind it. So add binding var video of type video. Okay, that's fine. So now we can just use that, and yeah, I'm going to remove the preview provider. Now, what do we want to do with this video? Well, we actually want to edit its properties. So let's just have here a form, yes. And let's just have a navigation title of edit video right over there. And let's have the navigation title, bar title display mode to inline. Okay, so we are going to edit it, even if we are just going to create a new video. Okay, so we are going to have a text field right over here with the title key of title. There we go. And we are going to bind $video.title to that. Also, we are going to have a picker with a title and, let's see, system image. Let's see, well, a picker with, let's see, what should we have over here? Actually, what I'm going to do is, because, you know, it takes a lot of time, and I can't really remember what I had over here, I'm going to go and copy this out from the demo project. Let me just see, because it's just views. Let's just see, it's this one. Well, actually not that one. There we go. Edit. Yeah, so we are going to have a date picker. Let me just copy all of this out, and then I can just go through with it. It's really hard to do all of this by heart. So we have our video. You already saw that. Okay. Yes, so we did not add the keywords, so we are going to fix that. We have the title, date on the date picker. We are also going to have some tags. Well, actually, they are keywords, and those are all the keywords on the video. We don't have that just yet. and we're going to present the keyword title. And if we want to add a new keyword, we are going to bind that to our new keyword name, and we are going to just simply append to the videos keywords array. Now, we don't have that, so let's go back to our video. And right over here, we are going to create var keywords, an array, and that would be of type array keyword. Okay, that's fine. And well, let's just have here self dot keywords equals an empty array, just by default. And you might want to ask, okay, but what happens to the keywords when the video is deleted? Well, we are going to have that relationship. Now we are already talking about relationship. So at a relationship, and we are going to have let me just see how over here. It's a deletion, delete rule, delete rule, yes, dot cascade. So what this means is that whenever we delete the video, also the keywords will be deleted. The keywords associated to this video will be deleted. Okay, so now let's see if we have everything set up correctly in our edit. This is not item view, video view. Edit video view. Okay, and yes, now you already know how you can just create a new object in core data. You just say keyword with a title, and you just now also set up a relationship to that video keywords dot append that new keyword. And of course you just set that back to an empty string, because if it is an empty string, we are not going to create this. We're going to do that with the with animation. Okay, as you can see, this is set up with a bindable, because we want a bidirectional data flow to that original video from our list, what we are going to build up next. Okay, so that's our edit video view. We are going to use it on when we are going to add a new keyword, and also when we are going to edit any, so not just a keyword, a video, when we are going to edit that video. Okay, next up is to create our videos view. Okay, so let me just scroll a little bit down over here. Yes, so let's create, well, actually what I can do after this, let's just create a new file. I'm going to delete the content view, SwiftUI view next. So videos list view, there we go. And by the way, this edit video view has kind of the most UI elements, so it's okay that we copy and pasted some parts of it. So videos list view, I want to change that in the app file right over here, videos list view. Let's remove the content view now and move to trash. We can just have videos list view. Let's build and run, and let's see how this looks like. We should just have a hello world. It should just work as expected. We added quite much code over here, so we might as well just test it out. Let's see. Let's just wait for that hello world. It should just say hello world. Come on. Till then, what are we going to do in this list view? Well, we want to learn about querying. So we want to add some new videos, and also we want to query some new videos. So we are going to have a list for that. So instead of the text, we are going to have the list. Oh, sorry. Let's just create that those elements, and that would be at query var, and let's just name this videos, and they of type array of videos. Sorry, yes, video, and yeah, that would be it. But yes, of course, it's not accessing it because we did not add SwiftData over here. That's fine, but yeah, that would just query all the videos. And that's okay for now. We are not going to sort or filter just for now. So that's fine. We are going to have, otherwise you could just have a descriptor, sort, order, animation. Yes, you can just have that. And most probably you already know that from other SwiftData tutorials. We are going to omit this and I'm going to show you a better way of doing that. Okay, so now I can just go on and have a list right over here. And I'm not using the one that's initializing the list with the data. I'm going to have the one with the for each. It's a little bit easier. And also you can add an on delete functionality when you have the for each. So let's just have these videos over there and then video in. Okay, and what do we have to do? Well, I want to create a cell for this with that video. So cell and video. So let's do that right over here. Function cell underscore video of type video. And it's just going to return some view. Okay, so what do we want to have in here? Well, we want to have multiple things, so let's just talk about it. First of all, we want to have the title, then the date, and then a scroll view with the keywords in it. So let's start building. First of all, we need a VStack for that because, you know, we're just going to have vertical elements in there. And we want to align the title and the date to the leading part. So we want to have also a VStack because next we are going to have a scroll view, a VStack that has an alignment of leading, and the content, well, they'll just have that text of the video dot title. And let's just let's see, let's make this bold. Yes, bold, and then the text of the video dot date dot formatted with a date, and let's see, abbreviated, and the time should be, I believe, shortened. Okay, let's make this, the date, a little bit, you know, smaller and with other foreground styles. So let's have a font of caption 2 and also a foreground style of gray. Okay, so this will just make it aligned all the way out. Now also I'm going to have a scroll view and the scroll view will be masked to the list cell, and by default the list cell is not to the side altogether. So I'm going to set a list row inset. So a list row insets of dot init. A top will be 12, and then the leading will be 0, button 12 again, and the trailing 0. So that scroll view would just scroll, you know, it's not going to be cut off in the middle of, well, not in the middle, but the usual size of the cell. Therefore, this VStack, you know, it's just going to be all the way with the leading of 0 and trailing. I need to have a padding of horizontal on this VStack. Now, next up, we want to incorporate the scroll view. The scroll view will have an X of horizontal, and yeah, maybe let's just have also the shows indicators in the indicators set to false, because I don't want to show the indicator on the cell itself. Inside, because we have set this axis to the horizontal, we need to set up a horizontal stack, and usually that should be a lazy horizontal stack. So lazy horizontal stack. And I'm going to set an alignment of 0 because, sorry, a spacing of 0 because I want to set the spacing inside the cell. So I want to set a padding for the actual cells themselves. So now here comes the for each. The data will be coming from the video.keywords. So let's have that set up. Keywords, the keyword in, there we go. And now let's just have a little bit of UI magic. Let's have a text. So let's style this text. That would be our keyword dot title. Okay. And then let's have font dot caption 2. I really like the caption 2. Just foreground style dot background. So in our case, it will be white if you are on a light mode. And then let's have that as a bold, and also add a padding of 6. And then, because now we added this padding, we want to have kind of a background with a rounded rectangle. So background with the contents of rounded rectangle with a corner radius of 4. I chose it would look really nice. And this should have a foreground style, not the foreground color, but foreground style dot gray. Foreground color has been deprecated, so gray dot opacity 0.4 I found to be really, really nice. And then what I was talking about, because of this spacing set to 0, not nil, the default spacing, I want to set padding of dot horizontal, and not that much, just 4 right over there. Okay, so we got our cell, and yeah, basically that would be it on the videos list view. Yes, so how would we add some of these? This is how we just query, that's easy enough. Now how would we add some of these videos? Well, you see we have these videos right over here. They're not querying. So what you would do is just add, let's just have here. Well, actually, I'm just going to go forward and talk about how we can have these videos dynamic, because the addition should be on a tab, on a toolbar item, and that needs to be on the outside. So let me just tell you what this outside means. This videos list view should be inside a videos view where I set up and manipulate the sorting and the filtering, and I'm also going to add some stuff over there. So let's just create that and add the adding functionality right over there. Okay, so let's create a new file. And now it's getting a little bit complicated right over here, but trust me, it will get simpler as I just type out the next and really actually the last view that we are going to build out today. So this will be our videos view. Okay, videos view. Let's create that. Great. And that videos view will have actually this videos list view. So right over here, videos list view. Okay, that's fine for now. That's great. So let's incorporate our how we can just add. So let's have a toolbar with the content, and let's have a button right over here with the title. Well, actually, I'm going to use the one with the system image button, title, key of add video. System image, let's just have plus over here, and the action add video. Okay, and let's create that. Oh, sorry. Function add video. That's right. So now how do we add a new video? Well, we just create it. Let video equals video. Okay, that's fine. And then we want to add it to our model context. Now, what is the model context? Well, you have SwiftData. SwiftData, by the way, is on top of core data, so it kind of behaves the same. You want to have the same concepts. The model context is kind of a scratching ground where you can just set some things up, and then it will be saved into SwiftData later on. So this is kind of the playground. You want to access the model context only, and everything else is taken care of for you. So how do you access it? Well, you did set up our model container right over here. Therefore, now you have access to the model context inside an environment, an environment basically, at environment. And that will be model context. There we go. Private var model context. Okay, and that's it. We now have access to our model context. What do you want to do? A model context dot insert. There we go. Insert that model video. And believe it or not, that is all you have to do to just save a new element. That's it. Now, what you want to do basically is, this just sets it up as with an anti-string title. We want to edit that. So we want a way for this edit video view to be presented inside a sheet, of course. So what we are going to do is add the sheet right over here. So actually, the sheet should be inside because we are also going to tap on the list views cells. So let's just have that sheet set up. What we can do right over here is just move this video that we have created into the videos list view. So let's do that. Let's have here a selected videos. So selected, come on, selected. Oh, this has to be a state. State private var selected video. And that will be an optional video for now. I'm setting this as an optional video because I'm going to use the sheet with an item and that requires an optional item. So selected video. Okay, next up, let's go to the videos list view and have a binding right over here. So at binding var selected video of type video. Okay, so now that we have the selected video, now we can just add in here selected video bind selected video. And before we insert that video, we just say selected video equals our video. Now let's use this binding. The power, let's just see. Oh, let's see. I think we need an optional right over here. Yes, we need an optional. Okay, so now that we have this binded, we can just show that sheet. Let me just go back again to my notes over here. Yes, we can just show this sheet. So sheet with the item and content, and the item will be dot selected video. I'm just going to give this video back right over here, and now we can just say edit video view with that video. Nice. And because we have a navigation title, we want to set this into a navigation stack. We are not going to navigate away, but in order to show that navigation title, we do need this to be inside the navigation stack. Okay, so videos view, we have our button. Let's see if this goes away. Great. So let's see if this works. It should work, by the way. At this point, we have we can insert and we can show. Let's see. Preview. Come on. Let's hit Command R again. Let's see. Videos list view. Yes, we want to change this to our videos view on the app file. Fingers crossed, this will just work as expected. Let's see. Videos view. Why don't we have anything? Let's see. Do we have videos view? Toolbar. Videos list view. Where is our toolbar? Maybe we need this inside a navigation stack. Yeah, most probably we do need that inside a navigation stack. So let's go and add that. Navigation stack. There we go. Videos view inside navigation stack. Okay, so we have our plus button right over here. Once we click on this plus button, you see, if you were paying attention, that video has already been created with the default values and it was already inside the list. So what we are going to do now is just have like maybe first and just swipe down. There we go. We have this first. Now we do have some issues right over here and I'm going to correct that. Yes, Yes, I know where we had our issues. So let's fix that. It's under the cell. So let's just go into the cell right over here. Now, after the padding, we did set the alignment to leading, but the scroll view is taking it up as much space, and now it's just centering it. Currently, the scroll view is empty, therefore it's just going to center the V stack. The texts are leading, but this V stack is not leading. So we want to have a frame of max width of infinity and then set an alignment of leading on the actual V stack. So let's build and run again, and let's see that now it's the leading of the text should be okay. Great. So if we click on it, we should be able to edit this, but actually we can't. We didn't set it up. So let's go and set an on-tab gesture on the cell. And we already have the selected video right over here. So we can just say selected video equals this video, which will in turn trigger the sheet, which is really great. So let's build and run again. And this is how you just add and edit. So if I click over here, you see, it's just going to edit this. Let's add a few keywords. Let's just get 1, let's add that. And then 2, and let's add that. So there we go. We have 2 and 1. Really nice. And this is, by the way, scrollable. Nice. And of course, I can just edit this on the fly if I chose to. So yeah, let me just remove that one. Really, really nice. So next up, what do we want to do? Well, we want to delete. And I want to delete when I'm swiping, not on the scroll view right over here on the keywords, but I want to have a swipeable cells. And that can be done on the for each of the list. So there is this dot on delete with the perform. Yeah, we are going to use that. But first, let's create the function for it. So the function is quite simple. We need an index set. So func delete, and we are going to set an index set. This is what the perform will give us actually. And let's just add that over there. So delete. There we go. Oh, that's all we have to do. Now we have enabled swipe to delete. But we need to know which video to delete. So we just go through all of the index sets for index set for index in index set. So index in index set, and I believe, yeah, so we want to have those two parentheses right over here. Let item equals items. This is a video from the videos. Add that index, and we want to delete. Now we can delete with the context. Of course, we could just access the environment of the context right over here. But there is a better way of doing this. Why don't we have also a binding for the deleted video? So let's duplicate this and let's have a deleted video, just like that. And then we can just say deleted video equals this video. And we can handle the actual deletion on the videos view, where we are handling also the addition. So let's have this func delete, and we want to ask our video right over here, type video. Okay, so we are going to say actually model context dot delete that video. It's as simple as that. Okay, so first we want to set a source of truth. So let's duplicate this too, and let's have deleted video. And then we want to bind this to our videos list view. So add deleted video. Now we want to listen to changes for this deleted video. So what we are going to do is just have dot on change of deleted video. We don't care about the old value, so we can just go with an underscore. But we want to make sure that the new value is not nil. So we just guard against that. Guard let video equals new value, else we just want to simply return. And if we do have a video, we will say delete that video. I'm going to use that function that we have just created. Okay, and that is how you delete with the context, model context, delete that object. So let's build and run again one more time. Let's see if we can actually delete. And of course, because we set the deletion rule for the keywords to be cascade, we are going to also delete these two keywords. So if I swipe right over here, click on delete, it's just going to be removed. Let's build and run so we can see that actually it has been removed. Yes, indeed. Whew, really, really nice. Let's add a new one. So maybe, yeah, new one right over there. And let's add a keyword of first keyword. Yeah, just to have some data right over here. Also, we can add in here our second one. And yeah, just fine. Second one without any keywords, that's fine. And then, well, actually, I'm going to edit this to be our first. Oh, sorry. Yes, there we go. First one, second one, and add a third one. Okay. So we have three of these videos: first, second, and third one. And as you can see, it is adding it according to, like, alphabetically, like just the default value. Now, what we want to do is just make sure that we can control this. So let's have a sorting option. Let's say we want to sort alphabetically, but we also might want to sort according to the date that this has been created. And remember, first, second, and third were created one after the other. So let's just have now a toolbar item of, let's just have a menu right over here. So under videos view, we have a toolbar of plus. Let's have a menu and use the one with title, system image. So title would be menu. Come on, menu. And system image would be, and I'm going to copy this out, arrow.up.arrow.down, I believe. Yes, down. The content, well, the content has to be a picker. So we are going to have a picker right over here with a title, system image. Let's see, and the selection. Well, actually, just the title and selection would work because we're not going to have any system image. So title would be a sort. So we are going to sort, and selection. Now, what do we need for this selection? Before we can even set up the selection, we want to talk about how we are going to change this query right over here, because we are not going to set it up, set in stone on this query, on this line. We want to make it, changeable. Therefore, we are going to need a sort descriptor. And that sort descriptor will be injected into this query. So let's go back to our videos view and create that sort descriptor. So at state private var sort descriptor. Okay, there we go, sort descriptor. And that is a sort descriptor. And let's just have video dot name, I believe. Come on, name or title, sorry. Title, there we go. Video dot title, that's our sort descriptor. We want to add this into our videos with views videos query. But actually at this point we can't. What we need to do is actually create a custom initializer. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just have our init. As you can see, we have our videos. Okay, but this is not how we actually want. We don't want to set up the videos right over here. We want to access the query. And we can do that by the underscore. So we just go underscore and have something right over here. Not the videos, of course. What we need is a sort descriptor. So let's just have the sort descriptor right over here of type sort descriptor, and we need to specify, of course, its type. So that would be our video. I believe that's it. Yes. And now we can just have videos equals query and just have a descriptor, sort descriptor. There we go. Selected video, well, actually, let me just take a look at this initializer because the selected videos are, I believe that's not how we need to set them up. Videos list view. Yes, they need to be a binding. So selected video, not nil, but binding of an optional video. Okay, and I'm going to copy this out and replace the deleted video type also in there. And then we can just say selected, well, underscore selected video, and again, underscore selected, deleted video. Okay, now let's see what's going on with this query. Query cannot convert value sort descriptor. Let's see. Query sort descriptor. I believe we need to have a sort right over here. Query sort descriptor. Let's see, query. Yes, and it's an array. It's an array of sort descriptors. Hey, live debugging. It's really, really exciting. Okay, so that's our sort descriptor. Let's see what we got on the videos view. Well, we can just set up the picker now. So we are just going to bind that sort descriptor. So $sign sort descriptor. Now, what about the content? Well, the content will be actually the title and date. So, and we're going to tag them. So it will be a text of title, and we're going to tag this tag. Now the tag sort descriptor. Let's have this as dot video, capital V, oh, no dot, video dot title. Okay, now what about the date? Well, we're going to have a text of date and then tag again, sort descriptor video dot date, and we can also set an order. So order, and let's have that as reversed. Okay, and I think that's it. Let me just see. Yes, we have a missing argument for the sort descriptor right over there. We just want to bind that sort descriptor right over there. It should be, well, not binding, just passing that sort descriptor along. Yeah, the source of truth is right over here, so we don't need to bind it. We're not going to change it inside the videos list view. Phew! That's how we can sort. Hopefully that's not that complicated. You can use this. Yeah, so here is our sort. And yeah, we did create at some point something over there, so let's remove that. Sorting according to title, first, second, okay. According to date, third, second, first. Really nice. Let's go back to title. Now let's add another one, maybe starting with A. It's right over there. Now let's sort again according to date. This was the least, like, you know, this was the last created video. So yeah, it's sorting. It's actually working really, really great. Okay, so that's sorting. Now what about filtering? Filtering, we could just filter according to the name. So for that, we are going to use predicates. And yeah, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to access the video list view. and right over here on the query. So we need to set up a predicate right over here. Let me just create the predicate first right over here, so we can better understand how this is, what's the requirement. So what we need is a kind of a search text. So let's add that search text string. So this is what we are going to filter against. And then right over here, we are going to have a filter. See, filter, sort, we have that available for so filter. And that will be a pound predicate. And right over here, well, actually, I'm just going to type it out. It's much easier to just have without the auto completion. I believe we need a comma right over here. So comma. Hopefully, yes. Okay. So we have that predicate. Let's see. Did I type it out correctly? I hope so. But anyway, if the search text is not empty, so sorry, if it is empty, then we want to present everything. So we are going to return true right over here. Otherwise, if we do have a search text, so it's not an empty string, we want to search through the video's title. So we want to return, and we have the video, that's $0. We can access it from the videos. That's what we are talking about, $0, and then dot title. And there is this localized standard contains that we are going to use localized standard contains that string, so search text. What this does basically is just going to help us out, even if it's capitalized or small caps. It's going to search through the title, so it's just going to ignore that. I believe that's it. This is all we have to do. Let me just move this maybe over here. So now we have to provide our search text. Let's go all the way up right over here, and we need a search text, so let's fix that. Let's have a state private var search text, and let that be an empty string, the default value, and we can just say search text right over there. Okay, so we have that search text, and what do we want to do? Well, we want to set up a searchable. So sorry, videos list view, this is in lead videos. Yeah, we want to set up a searchable. So the searchable can be added. Actually, where did I add that on my end? Videos list view. Yeah, I thought it should be. Yes, it is indeed. So we can add the searchable right over here. So dot searchable, and the text would be just bind it to our search text. And I believe that's kind of the last piece of the puzzle right over here. So let's build and run. The searchable, we just add a search bar nicely on top. Let's see. So let's just go for maybe A. There we go. Maybe O. So we have first 1, 1, 1. Maybe, well, I, R, S. That's great. So, and now that we have an empty string, everything is going to be displayed. And that's how you just filter. It's as easy as that. Really, really nice. Again, make sure that you have the search text injected into the video's list view, where in the initializer you create this filter with the predicates. It's really, really important. Okay. Whew, what's next? Let me just take a look at this. We've been here for more than an hour. Finally, I believe we get to our version control. So let me just scroll over here, down over here, so I can just see what we got. Yes. So versioning is really, really important. SwiftData/Core Data can do your versioning automatically for some cases, some minor cases, but it's always like I always advise to have a migration plan set up. Therefore, we want to create a second model schema. So you see, we have that model schema for version 1. All I need to do is change this to be of an attribute unique. Therefore, if there were any like duplicates inside the database, they would need to be removed. So it's a more complex migration from version 1 to version 2. So let's do that. Let's create our next schema. So let's have a new file right over here. Swift file, next. Schema version 2. Let's create it. Okay, and actually I'm going to copy the first one out and do the changes on that. There we go, schema 2. Okay, and important, the version should be 2 because there are breaking changes. And then the attribute, I'm going to paste it on the video's title. And that's it. That's the only change I'm going to do. Now, next, because I'm going to use the version 2 schema, on the TYPEALIASES, I want to change this. So version 2, video and keywords. So that's that. We have our 2 versions. Now it's time to wrap everything up. We need to have a migration plan. So under the SwiftData group, let's create a new file and name is Swift file. Next, name this database migration plan. Okay, so how are we going to migrate from version 1 to 2 and so forth? It's really important because when you are going to have multiple versions, with this migration plan, you will be able to set up, for example, from one user to upgrade from version 1 to version 5, for example, and you need to have that roadmap set up. So data map migration plan. Let me just drink a sip of water. Okay, let's import SwiftUI, of course, and SwiftData. Great. This will be an enum too. So enum and database migration plan. And this is a schema migration plan. That's why I'm calling it a migration plan. Now, this is requiring some stuff. So first of all, let's set up the schemas. So static var schemas. Okay, I believe we do need to have the any right over here. Okay, and let's have this computed property. We are going to have 2 of them currently. Now make sure that you set this up in order. So we are going to have our models schema 1.self and then a comma and then models schema version 2.self. So this is how SwiftData will know the order of how you can just move from one schema to another, so upgrade. Now, also we need to set up how we are going to migrate. So let's create another static let migrate version 1 to version 2, and then we are going to set this up in the stages. So this is migration stage, and we are going to have a custom one, not lightweight. You can just have this version, but we are going to have a custom one because this is not lightweight, hard migration. Okay, so from version, the version will be our model schema version 1.self, and the 2 version, version 2.self, and then we have will migrate and did migrate. Now, under did migrate, we don't really need anything, so we can just set it to nil or just have underscore right over here. And right over here, we need to do some code. We need to add some code to delete not unique videos. But before we do that, let's get rid of this area right over here. Let's set up our stages. So static var stages, there we go, and that will be an array of our migrate version 1 to version 2. Now this is an array. You want to set up as many migrate version 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 as it requires, and just add them into this array. So those will be the stages. Okay, and of course, when you are having another version 3 schema, please do add it also as the next one right over here. So how do we delete? This will be custom for your case. Let's just do this for our case. We want to select all of the videos. So with the O's equals a try. We have our context and then fetch, and we want to have a fetch descriptor right over here. Fetch descriptor, and we are going to have everything from our models schema version 1.video. So I'm not choosing just video because that would be in our case from the version 2. We are fetching the version 1 videos, okay? And then we want to set all of the used titles. So var used titles, come on, titles. And of course, this needs to be a set of strings because, you know, we don't care about duplicates. So that's our used titles. And then we just go for video in videos. If used, oh, come on, if used titles contains, and what does it contains? Well, our video dot title. Then we want to delete that. So context dot delete that video. Okay, and yeah, so basically, yeah, use titles. Yes, and also we want to say used titles dot insert our videos dot title. So when the next video comes, we can check against this. Okay, and that's our migration. It's a simple one. Yeah, also, we want to save the context. So try dot context dot save. We want to save the context that, okay, everything is going to be deleted or modified to your needs. Okay, so that is our database migration plan. We have changed our keyword, type aliases for our video and keyword. Now it's time to add this migration plan onto our initializer of our app right over here. Remember, first we have our migration plan. Well, you can, instead of nil, you just say database migration plan dot self. And believe it or not, that's all you have to change. Now you have the migration plan also set up. Okay, finally, let's build and run, and hopefully it will not crash. Let's just see this. And we would be able to have only unique titles for our videos. And that's it. That's how you can easily migrate. Now, if you did like this tutorial on SwiftData and how I teach about Swift and SwiftUI and in this tutorial SwiftData, make sure you are also going to check out rebeloper.com/SwiftUI-camp, where you can master SwiftUI, in this case, in 4 weeks. We're going to talk about data handling, navigation, basic views, advanced views. There's a waiting list for this, and I'm handpicking people to join SwiftUI camp. First, you could just take the SwiftUI mastery test, so I know a little bit about your SwiftUI knowledge. Or if you don't really care, you can book a consultation with me, where, of course, I will ask a little bit about your status. And if you are eligible, you will be put onto the waiting list. SwiftUI Camp is going to be launched in a few weeks, so go ahead and check it out. rebeloper.com/SwiftUI-camp.